We're starting streaming. Let us know when we're live.
All right. Give it a few seconds here.
Excellent day.
Okay. All right. I think we're live.
Are we live, pal?
I think we're live, pal.
Are we live, pal? And let's just.
Okay. All right. I think we're live.
Are we live, pal? Okay, there we go.
Live,
I think we did the right thing. We did the right
world.
thing. What a world we live in. This is a welcome to the news you can't lose. Loser Leaves Wrestling's news you can't lose. My name is Red Jefferson, and I'm here with Roy, the Toy Boy Hammer.
Hey.
How are we today, Roy?
Good. I'm great. Doing well. There's dogs here. There's a party going on. I'm feeling good. The sun's out. It's not 100 degrees. It's good.
Very interesting lighting. Like every now and then, sometimes a beam of light will shine in front of your face, like the Virgin Mary.
Not dissimilar.
When you come in, sound off in the comments. Let us know what you think about Roy's lighting situation. Thank you all so much. This is the news you can't lose, where we talk about all the news, wrestling news, pro wrestling news that's happened the past week. I don't want to get people thinking that I'm going to talk about Michelle Bachmann. Or Kimchi from RuPaul's Drag Race. We're not talking about that. We're talking about professional wrestling.
Yes.
The news from September 5th to September 11th. Well,
Hey, 20th anniversary. Never forget.
Yeah, never forget.
We're from New Jersey. We had, we were close by. We were young. We were there.
Sure. I had some shit kid in my class. We were watching the video. We shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, don't skip over it.
But it was real fucked. I'll tell you afterward.
Okay.
September 5th to September 1/1. Thank you all so much. That's how I'm going to say it. We got a lot of news to cover. A lot of news this week.
A lot of news.
Maybe we'll start off with the biggest news of the week. It's Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole are all elite.
They sure are, pal.
They are elite. They're
They
officially
sure are.
all elite. And Kevin Owens looks to be next.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
What are your thoughts on that? Are you excited for a Kevin Owens crossover?
I'm thrilled. Are you kidding? I'm thrilled.
You want that Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
I want that Mount Rushmore of wrestling. I sure do. I think of all of the people who have come through from the independent scene through the WWE system since the beginning of NXT's NXT thing that they're doing. He's really had the best run of everybody. He won a world title. He had matches with Jericho, with Goldberg. He had that weird Royal Rumble main event with Roman Reigns. He's done a lot in his time.
You think he's the number one, though? You think he's the number one? Like, you want to put Dean Ambrose or Seth Rollins above it?
That's a good point, but I think I was thinking about Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins signed prior to NXT becoming what it was. Like, the first wave of wrestlers that made NXT what it was like the Sami Zayns, the Finn Balor.
You're saying the first indie darling to jump on.
Yes. And I would argue, well, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, I think he's done really well there. I think he's done really well. I just ultimately think that he never fully became him, like, what he could have been. And I think if he goes back to being Kevin Steen with all of his WWE experience, he's just going to be the best. It's going to be great.
Kill Steen, kill.
That's my favorite.
A few things about that. People were expecting, because Kevin Owens originally was signed to something that was going to be in 2024.
Yeah, he signed a 5-year extension at the beginning of 2019.
And they shortened all these deals. They reconfigured them during COVID. So now it's looking January 2022. So it's this coming January. He looks to be free. Just a few other notes here about these people that are all elite. Adam Cole, apparently before they were going to have him, work with Keith Lee as his manager. Did you read that?
I did see that. Yeah.
Honestly, I would really like that pairing.
I just think I would have liked it because I think it would have given Keith Lee more airtime. They would have given Keith Lee more to do, which I think he deserves and needs. But it's a massive underutilization of Adam Cole. Massive. You're wasting Adam Cole. And the thing that's like so funny about it is that it wasn't like, according to like what I heard and what I read, it wasn't like Vince was like, well, I don't know what to do with this guy, so we'll make him a manager of Keith Lee. It was like Vince loved this idea. It was like, this is a great idea for this guy, and we're going to do great things with him as a manager for Keith Lee. Neither of those people, he shouldn't be a manager. Keith Lee doesn't need a manager. Keith Lee should be talking for himself. He connects so well with an audience. He should not be a bad guy. There's so many things wrong with that, in my opinion.
Sure, sure, that's fair. That's fair. And also, there's just a lot of heat in WWE right now about these contract negotiations, about how they drop the ball with a lot of people, and how there's just been so many people. Like just in the past couple of weeks, we've had Malachi Black, we've had CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, probably a whole bunch of people fairly soon as well. Who's the fault for this? Do you think it's just like, are you excited? You're excited about this. You're excited about the fact of they switching up and freeing up some of these wrestlers.
Yeah, I think it's tough, right? Because again, from a wrestler's perspective, you want everybody to make as much money as they can, et cetera, et cetera. But at the same time, there is absolutely ways to make very good money in wrestling right now. With all of the companies that are running, all of the different opportunities you can do, and then all of these other avenues, whether it be Twitch, Pro Wrestling Tees, whatever it might be. Pro Wrestling Tees had their own Cameo. You can also get on Cameo. Like, there's all these different ways to make money right now that you can make a very nice living not wrestling in the WWE. And the more people who leave the WWE and stay in wrestling, also you can just leave wrestling and do other things, but more people who leave and stay in wrestling, it's better for the wrestling industry as a whole. And you know what I found out, the side note to that I think is really interesting, which I didn't know, and this may lead into another piece of news potentially. Mick Foley, I was listening to him on Sean Waltman's podcast.
Yeah, I just started listening to that. I didn't finish.
Really interesting, and because he talked about how he decided to go to TNA in 2011 for the betterment of the industry. I had never heard a wrestler talk about that before. This idea of like, well, I'm going to go to another promotion to give them more play, and it was either Mick Foley or Meltzer or somebody who also said that like maybe that was also Bryan Danielson's idea, was to go to AEW to raise their profile to make it better for the pro wrestling industry as a whole.
Yeah, and I think it was, in all honesty, like I believe that to be true because I love Mick Foley and I trust that he's not a liar. But I think it's less of like, oh, help them, and more challenge to myself.
Sure.
I'm going to be paid comparable amount of money to do something new and exciting, which I think is probably more in line, because Foley was probably paid about the same as he was over there in terms of how he would be utilized and such. WWE wasn't looking to have a bunch of Mick Foley matches during that time.
Yeah. And did you ever see any of his TNA run? I've still never really seen any of it. How is it?
Yeah, I've seen him versus Rick. Seen him versus Sting. It's interesting, and I love Foley, so I enjoy watching him. But it's also a little hard at times.
Sure.
It's a little hard at times. I wish he fought people that could. I wish he had more matches with people that could move him.
Yeah.
Move him rather than being with old people.
A Frankie Kazarian, an AJ Styles.
Yeah, or even like there wasn't even an Abyss match. I would love an Abyss match. I don't think so. Maybe I'm sure there was, but like I didn't see an Abyss match. I haven't seen one of those yet. Him versus Kurt Angle, I've always wanted to see.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think we really got that. But moving on. Well, let's talk about Mick Foley real quick, just as someone that's in the doghouse with WWE for making. He said he gave a WWE. We have a problem. He gave us one of those. He gave us a video saying that they're screwing the pooch. They're letting people realize that they're treating their wrestlers in a way that they don't want to be treated, or they're afraid to go to let WWE have afraid to trust WWE with their character and their career. And he made some mention of that. What are your thoughts on that, Royster?
Yeah, I mean, what's to say that hasn't already been said? I mean, I think he summed it up very succinctly in a minute and a half or however long that video was. I think he's right. I think I can't remember the last time that he brought up something that was interesting in that interview, going back to the Sean Waltman interview, about like different people debuting and how they used to debut. Mm-hmm. And how like the lights would go out or someone would just appear, beat somebody up, and then disappear or whatever. When was the last time they did that effectively? They haven't. Like,
sure.
Karrion Kross debuts, he comes down to the ring, he's missing the smoke and the magic of his entrance. It's just his music, he's got an angry face on, and then he loses in 3 minutes. So, and now he's, everybody's watered down. Keith Lee's wearing a shirt. They lose Keith Lee's music. Like,
Keith Lee's wearing a shirt.
That's huge. That is huge.
It is huge. He looked much better.
Stop.
When you see his body.
Stop covering up wrestlers.
Did you see that picture that Foley posted of Johnny Impact versus Killer Kross, and then just under you see Johnny. What is this? What do you call that? Morrison. John Morrison versus Karrion Kross, and he's got a squirt gun.
That
squirt gun. He's
can I
blasting him in the face.
Can I tell you that was my tweet of the week? You just took my tweet of the week.
Oh shoot! I took the tweet of the week. Well, we'll save it.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah, that was very good. It was a great tweet. Great tweet.
I had a second tweet of the week that we can discuss.
We'll talk about that at the end with our Tweet of the Week segment. Don't leave now. Check it out. Moving on. AEW Dynamite scores the best audience score since their premiere. 1.3 mil, beating Raw in the 18 to 49 demographic. We do have something to say from Certified Hustler. Here we go. Let's see what this has to say before we move on to that piece of news. All my baby's mama's mama, I love y'all show. On Hood, Cousin St. Louis, I watch every time you stream. Thank you so much, Certified Hustler. We appreciate your patronage. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Let us know what you think about AEW getting the highest, their second highest audience score. And so, what do you think about that, Royster?
I feel good about it.
It's all the stuff that's happened at All Out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all the stuff that happened at All Out, and like I recognize that ratings aren't whatever. Like ratings don't actually matter that much, I suppose. But like as someone who loved
clout.
Yeah, it's good clout, and someone who loved WCW growing up and watched them die and watched the ratings like fizzle and fall apart. I always like to see strong ratings because that reminds me that this company's not going anywhere anytime soon, as long as they're continuing to perform. So
we have some more follow-up opinions from Certified Hustler. My baby mama, CM Punk's fizzle pop is about to fizzle down like flat soda from 7-Eleven. Very interesting point. You fellows ever come to St. Louis? I got a hood pass for y'all. Y'all straight certified by Meat Hustler. Thank you so much, Meat Hustler.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm assuming you're a Meat Hustler.
To steal Certified Hustler's comment, I don't want the ratings to fizzle down like a flat soda from 7-Eleven.
I do not want that either. That's a good point. And hopefully they don't. I love, and it's true, the fizzle does go from 7-Eleven sodas pretty fast. Great point. One more thing from Certified Hustler before we move on. Going to die like WCW did when was a child watching it die. You guys don't understand all this. Star power is pushing the originals down the card. Too many stars for one show. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
There's a lot of stars. I mean that everybody's going to be inciting. I think they're better than the other guy. CM Punk is his writings when he's doing promos are down every week. Go look at the ratings from CM Punk from the first day he showed up. During his promo, CM Punk's other promos, the ratings are down every week during that time. Very interesting. I did not notice the breakdown there.
If Certified Hustler also listens to Wrestling Observer Live, but they did mention on there that the second lowest rated segment on last week's Dynamite was CM Punk's segment. So that's pretty interesting.
Honestly, I love that segment. But we'll see. We'll see moving forward. We got some more news here. Yeah. And we got Triple H undergoes heart surgery, which is scary. We don't like that. And he's got a genetic heart issue. Royster, do you have any genetic heart issues?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's good to know. Shouldn't be doing this podcast if you have a genetic heart issue. Definitely raises the blood pressure. How do you feel about this news?
I wonder, I can't help but wonder, like, all the stress of everything that's happening in that company right now, is that what brought this on potentially? And there was also, did you hear anything? I haven't seen anything about it, but somebody mentioned that Vince also potentially had a health scare in the past week. Have you heard about this?
He did miss a week. He did miss a week of Raw, so that does make sense. And Certified Hustler doubles down on his comment that exactly the physical from 7-Eleven and then goes down flat very quick. CM Punk is 7-Eleven.
I love that.
I love that. Great job, Certified Hustler. CM Punk is. I'm writing this down. Yeah. CM Punk equals 7-Eleven. Very good. On 9/11. What a crazy time.
Yeah.
Moving on.
How do you feel about that? Do you think Triple H is okay?
I'm sure he's fine. It's a genetic thing, so it's obviously something that he had to deal with. I don't think it was brought on by whatever's going on right now. Hey, maybe it triggered something, but who knows? But I don't think so. What does Certified Hustler have to say about it? I don't listen to no wrestling show, but yours, fam. Nephew, I told you you're hood certified. I don't know about these other guys. My opinion.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Certified Hustler. We appreciate you. And we thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Spread the word. Let everyone know in your neighborhood about us, and we'll talk. We'll love it.
We'll talk wrestling.
And Triple H went to heart surgery because him and Miss McMahon are going through a custody battle of NXT. Who do you guys have come out with custody after this? I'm going to say that it's going to be Vince and Bruce Pritchard. Yeah. They're the ones that are going to be having custody after this, Certified Hustler, because it's their show. It's Vince's baby. Until Vince RIPs, it's going to be his baby, right?
I got to tell you, I will at least record and maybe watch NXT this week. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's going to be different. Let's talk about what's different. We don't have to talk about it now. But, like, what's going to be different about this show? I want to see big, burly dudes who don't really know how to wrestle very well. I'm into it. Why not?
Yeah, hell yeah. No, well, Creed Brothers looks pretty
Creed Brothers look awesome. Yeah.
Creed look pretty good. Let's get this news out of the way, and then we're going to go right back to you, Certified Hustler. Don't worry. We're not forgetting about you. You are killing it today. Cody set to return soon. So he's going to be facing probably continuous feud with Malachi Black.
Yeah, they're fighting in 2 weeks.
And he's also got that new show. So have you seen any previews for that new show?
I've seen the commercials. I'm going to watch it.
I'm excited for it because they just showed this new commercial. Remember the weigh-in with Anthony Ogogo? They showed the backstage was like, that's a fucking dud. You see, like, Big Show never looks so depressed. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny to see. I'm excited about that show, and I'm excited for Cody to be back. I like Cody. People are down on Cody. I'm not.
I'm a little surprised that they didn't do some type of big dramatic thing. You know, he posted this picture. I did this whole fantasy thing in my head where he posted a picture on Instagram of Stardust. So I thought he was going to have to come back as some modified version of Cody Rhodes mixed with Stardust to try to defeat Malachi Black. I was into it.
I'm actually into it.
He's just going to show up.
I hope he puts a big fucking star on his fucking neck tattoo and cover that shit up. Tell me what you think about that, Certified Hustler. Certified Hustler says, Ruby Soho, really for real? You are with Britt Baker. Said she's been catering for how many years? You really believe she's a savior of the women's division? No, Ruby Soho will be Ruby Wyatt Riot. That's very interesting. I like
as
Ruby
soon
Riot
as
Riot.
Charlotte Flair.
As soon as Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, and whoever else, Ruby Riot, you guys is going to be the CM Punk of the women's division in 6 weeks. Watch fizzle flat. CM Punk left WWE because he's not being pushed when the guy comes up with a W and he's the only star on a W4 the next 4 weeks, right? And then he's supposed to be straight edge, no sugar, right? He doesn't drink nothing but sugar, nothing like that, no drugs. He doesn't put an ounce of sugar in his body, but he will peddle you ice cream bars for money. But Mr. Evil McMahon from Money is so evil. The tattoo sucks. You're damn right. He's talking about the
Chica Marks.
The tattoo sucks. Thank you so much, Chica Marks. The excellent point. The tattoo does suck, and I hope we cover it up. And now Certified Hustler says the only person sharing CM Punk's name is a millennial crybaby that wants to tell his boss that jobs with apps are hiring daily. I'm not sure where you're going with this, Certified Hustler, but I like your style. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Moving on. NXT changes. We can talk about the custody battle that's going on in Certified Hustler. The look is going to be different.
Yeah.
They're changing up the Capitol Wrestling Center, which I'm excited for. I like the Capitol Wrestling Center as is, but apparently they're making some good change. You don't like the Capitol Wrestling Center?
Whatever, it's fine. You know, I just
cool.
Yeah, I just want them to do something a little like something that feels a little bigger, something that feels a little more. They're like all about production values. Their whole thing is like making things big, grandiose. Capitol Wrestling Center, the opposite of that. It's good.
I kind of liked that. I kind of liked the fact that it felt like a fucking TNA set, which was very exciting. But also something new to the NXT world, or WWE developmental, Gabe Stevens has signed. Gabe Stevens, Olympic gold medalist. That's the one. He's going to be Olympionic. He's going to be wrestling in WWE. His brother's there already.
Is that true? His brother's already there?
They're both there. But he's got a special deal where he's still going to defend his NCAA title while with WWE, which is only good for them.
Yeah, I love that. That's smart. This will be really interesting. I have not seen anything with this cat. I know he's done some interviews and stuff, and he was on maybe SummerSlam or something. He came out or something. But sure, why not? This makes sense. He's the poster boy for what their new approach to developing talent is.
Yeah, he is.
So great. I love it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I'm excited for him. I'm
Yeah.
excited for him, and I'm excited for that. And the Creed brothers. Let's all talk about the Creed brothers.
Creed
more.
Brothers.
Love those
Great.
fucking dudes.
Fantastic.
All right, we've got a lot of stuff here, Certified Hustler. I'm gonna try and skim through it a little bit because you start talking about Jeff Bezos in here. You guys are watching Vince McMahon shed payroll to make the bottom line, the money line, look good for Jeff Bezos when he buys up WWE to push content on Amazon. Interesting. Jeff Bezos getting the wrestling biz, who has the best content in the world, WWE, who has the biggest platform for content that's looking for content. Amazon, Jeff Bezos. That's what you're seeing. The next 2.5 years, Amazon will own WWE. You heard it here first, folks. Certified Hustlers, telling it like it is. Bro, by the way, they tell me to call me the Bill Gates of the Hood Street USA. By the way, if you like professional wrestling instead of entertainment wrestling like WWE and AEW, tune into NWA Power every Tuesday night. Certified Hustler, woo! Okay, oldest ride with the longest line. That is to be the man. You got to beat the man. Get on your feet and give it up for the real world heavyweight champion, Trevor fucking Murdoch. Hell yeah, Certified Hustler. I'm really loving your vibe right now. And we should all watch NWA Power with Certified Hustler, and we'll talk that shit. How do you feel about Trevor Murdoch being the champ?
I like that. We did talk about it. I like Trevor Murdoch as the NWA champion. It's a good story. They told a good story, and that's what matters.
100%. 100%. Moving on. Speaking of champs, Jon Moxley has won the GCW championship from Matt Cardona, and he ended the beautiful reign that was Matt Cardona and GCW. You're very disappointed by this, it seems.
I am. Yes, I am. However, it was done really well. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic the way they did it. Because what they did was, which I thought was great. So obviously he comes out, he's got a crown. He's got like the 80s Macho Man crown, and it says Deathmatch on it because he's the Deathmatch King. Hilarious.
Yeah.
And he comes out and he's like, oh, it's an open challenge. I'll bring out my opponent. And it's Frank the Clown. And he beats Frank the Clown real quick. And apparently, according to people who were there, like 20 or 30 people got up and left when Frank the Clown got there. They're like, do you really think that's the last surprise? And then
that's good. That's fucking good.
And then they bring out this other guy, this guy G-Raver, who's like a deathmatch wrestler, and there's all these guys surrounding him. I forgot what word they used. And it's like, I guess it's going to be G-Raver. That's fine. And then and then they swerve again, and it's Moxley. Oh, so good. The way they did it was really fantastic.
And one, it's the reign was short and sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it was like that. They didn't go overboard. It got some buzz going. Now Jon Moxley's there. Pretty exciting stuff, right?
And I think Cardona.
Bear with us.
Quick, because my dog came by.
Oh, God damn it, dog.
It's
we're going to be back on.
No, we're okay.
Don't worry. There's a little bit there.
We're back.
See me? And
we're back. Yeah. Cardona's going to come to a future GCW show. It's already, I don't know which one. They have like 5 shows coming up. But he's going to come back with his lawyer and now he's going to do lawyer stuff, and like he's going to try to sue GCW. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. Very excited for that. I actually really love this whole thing. Yeah. The whole King of Hardcore, King of the Death Match. Really very fun. Chica Marks writes, Red, you're so good at reading live. I bet you would rock a teleprompter so hard. Honestly, I would love to be the next host of Jeopardy if you're looking. That would be pretty good.
Be great. You'd be fantastic.
Actually, I'd be pretty bad at it. I can't pronounce anything. Moving on. We've got MJF, that promo that he rocked so hard. Well, rocked Pillman's sister even harder. She went into labor that night. She went into fucking labor that night after that scathing, tasteless promo. What were your thoughts? How did you feel about that promo? Were you as discombobulated as I was?
I don't think I was as discombobulated. I think I was doing okay until he said metheny. That was too much. That got me good. Everything else I was on board with. It just took like a little too much.
Yeah. That's a little much. But the basic, they're having a baby. Baby's safe and healthy and alive. All fantastic. Good things, right? Baby alive.
Wonderful. Yeah, baby's healthy.
If MJF killed that baby, baby, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We got some more comments in here. Swerve, Shawn Michaels hits Triple H over the head with a steel chair, 10XT ending, and takes over NXT 200 to Vince McMahon personally. I said Swerve, Shawn Michaels hits Triple H over the head with a steel chair and personally hands Vince McMahon NXT. I like that. That sounds
Why
great.
not?
I think it's great. Let's do it. Let's do it. Chica Marks, he's going to talk about the baby. And you're
Absolutely.
right. You're right, Chica Marks. He better. Actually, honestly, now that baby's happy, safe, alive, let's talk
Yeah.
about the baby. I like that a lot. Moving on, I got some quick hitters.
Hit 'em.
I got some quick hitters here, right? Al Snow saves a boy from drowning
Hell
in the
yeah.
ocean.
Awesome.
What? Great job, Al Snow. Let's give a honk honk for Al Snow. He's doing great stuff.
Am I
What are you thinking?
correct in remembering that Al Snow is one of your favorites? Am I wrong about that?
He was. He was for a time period. I think he's great. As I've grown older, I've realized a lot of things that I liked when I was younger aren't necessarily the best things. But Al Snow, I love him. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a good worker. Great
Yeah.
worker. And a good performer.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
We got some things here. WWE has 2 Olympic gold medalists now. That's because the NCAA changed the rules where these athletes allowed to get paid good for him. I did not know that I did not know he's still doing his NCAA thing. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
We agree. That's a great thing, and I'm glad that they're able to do that, and so that this athlete gets to make a little bit more money.
Absolutely.
Make a little bit more
They
money.
deserve it.
Another quick hitter here. We saw on AEW Dynamite, Tully Blanchard is challenging Sting to a match, essentially, we're assuming, and it might be on AEW TV. Do we like this?
I'm waiting to
this.
see. Okay, hold on a second. Time out. Let's talk real quick about Rampage yesterday, which I did watch, and Sting and Darby Allin cut a promo, and my major takeaway is that Sting, like, he talked about Tully Blanchard a little bit, and then he said, "If you want to talk, let's get in the ring and talk, mano y mano." and that really stuck out to me because of what he said. Mucho respect.
Mucho respecto. He's learning Spanish. He's got his what is it, bilingual?
Yeah, sure.
What is it called?
When you
Duolingo?
speak, oh no, the program. I think it's Duolingo.
Yeah, the program. He's got his Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta
He's
Stone,
learning
there you go.
Spanish. The hard
Or Muzzy. Remember Muzzy? It was a little bear that
I
taught
love
you.
Muzzy.
Yeah.
¿Cómo está, Muzzy? ¿Qué hora es? That was very good. Very excited. Good job.
Yeah,
Jake, for
I
learning
think
your Spanish.
a tag team match with Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard versus Sting and Darby Allin isn't something that's at the top of my list to see, but I don't have control over what they do and don't do. So if they're gonna do it, I might as well enjoy it. So
Yeah. I don't know.
Tully
I
Blanchard
don't
can
know.
take a Stinger
I just don't want to see.
splash. He could take.
I don't
I
think
think he
he
can
can.
take a splash. I don't know if he can take much
I
else.
don't think he
but
can. I don't think he can. He's definitely not taking a Scorpion
No,
Death
definitely
Drop.
not.
I wouldn't
No.
allow it. I wouldn't allow it. I don't want to put him in the Scorpion Death Lock.
Yeah, I agree with that, too.
Snap his little
Yeah.
little ankles. Moving on. Vince Russo is working with WWE again in a project for Peacock,
Yeah.
assumedly. I don't know why I wrote this. Just a quick
Quick hitter.
Did you like Vince Russo? Do you think he has a place in
No.
wrestling today?
I don't. I don't think he has a place in wrestling today. I don't think anyone who makes their living talking about how terrible professional wrestling is right now has a place in professional wrestling.
Don't
We
it out
say nice
loud.
things, but we like wrestling.
We do say nice things. We
He
do say
spends
nice
all his
things.
time talking about how terrible the Young Bucks are, how terrible AEW is, how terrible independent wrestling is, how terrible the WWE is. Like at least like Cornette has things that he likes. This guy's got nothing that he likes. So, and he keeps talking about the casual fan, how you want to get the casual fan, and like he's still talking about Jerry Springer. He's still talking about all of these horrible exploitative
really
storylines.
stuck.
Like no.
Yeah. Very good point. Very good point. We got another one here. Don West. His cancer is in remission. Good old Don West. Hate him as an announcer, but I think he's a
Great guy. Great
Probably a good
salesman.
guy. Great salesman. Just not good in wrestling sales. T-shirt salesman.
I don't know. I think if you, and I could be wrong about this, but from my recollection, watching like 2007, 2008 TNA, he found his footing for like a year, 2 years.
I'm watching a lot of TNA right now, and I have hard disagree. Hard disagree. He never stops screaming. Never stops screaming. And I got one little line item here. Last one. Kip Sabian has a box
Yeah,
on
I
his
saw
head.
that. That's interesting.
That's his new gimmick. It's interesting.
I'd
That's
be
what it is,
curious to
right?
see where
It's
it
just
goes. I'd be curious to see
yeah.
where it goes.
That's all there's. Do you have any news items
The
that I missed
only
today?
I have like a very small, silly piece of news you remember the Steiner brothers,
Oh,
Rick and
heard of
Scott
him.
Steiner. So Rick Steiner's
Yeah.
son is in NXT developmental right now, and his real name, his shoot name, as they say in wrestling, is Bronson Rex Steiner. And they're changing his name from Bronson Rex Steiner to Rex Steiner, and that's a good name change. I like that.
Yeah,
Rex Steiner's really
great.
good. And Rex, to my head, is like
Right.
the young, scrappy one. So he's like the second generation Steiner. He's Rex Steiner. That's good.
I can't wait to see
Yeah.
him go because I love my Steiners. I love them to death. Well, let me just go through a little bit of what Certified Hustler and he put in a lot here, and we got Chica Marks in here too. Trevor Marks is your new champion because they're building from St. Louis, who has a rich history in professional wrestling. Very good point. The chase when the WA is now going to have 2 shows taped from St. Louis and 1 taped from Georgia. Okay, you're very into NWA. I appreciate that. We're gonna vibe and start showing up at other shows. Moxley never going to win the AEW championship again with the new guys coming in. Smart move, Moxley, talking about GCW.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm assuming. Chico Marks writes, PCO is getting the first figure through Ring of Honor. I'm going to get it. That's
Hell
actually
yeah.
very fun. I really like PCO.
I'm very scared of PCO.
but
I'm afraid he's going to really hurt himself real bad. But I love watching him go.
like 54.
And he just
He's 54.
throws himself out of the ring onto the floor all the time.
Directly.
Yeah.
Directly. So John Moxley is showing the blueprint to other guys that have been in AEW since the beginning that are watching the WWE guys come over. They're going to lose airtime. They better show up. That's my contributing news. Thank you so much, Chico Marks. We appreciate it. And it's good news. It's good news because that's good. PCO, we all love them. There's just a lot here.
Certified Hustler, did you get an opportunity to go to the St. Louis show, the NWA show that was in St. Louis?
Yeah, let us know if you went to the St. Louis show because I want to know how it went and what your thoughts are on the show. We know you love your Trevor Murdoch. We love him too. We love him here too. But let us know about that. And you have a tweet of the week?
I do, but I have to. I don't know how to like pull it up anymore. It's very silly. It's a very silly tweet, and it's
You're
just
gonna have to give
wrestlers
it to
having a
us.
good time. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm just gonna read it, and it's disappointing to read it without seeing it, but I think it's enjoyable. Hold on one second. Pulling it up here. It's an MJF tweet, actually.
Okay, let's hear this MJF tweet.
So he's always in character, that guy, and he's always having a great time doing it. I can actually pull it up over here.
In the meantime, Certified Hustler says, I could care less about both promotions, but Super SmackDown was better than Rampage. I missed Super SmackDown. I should have
I heard it
watched
was
on
really
Super
good.
SmackDown.
I actually heard it was an excellent
Yeah, I heard
show.
that too. Only on the simple fact that Super SmackDown was probably SmackDown or WWE's best show in the past 2 years. I actually should watch that. I'm going to try and take a look at that.
Yeah.
Because you're not the first person to appreciate it.
So
And what is this tweet?
the tweet of the week is from Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and he said, ... do I really have to go to New Jersey?
Oh, come on.
And this is why it's the tweet of the week. Baron Corbin responded and said, it's the absolute worst. And Maxwell Jacob Friedman said, how you holding up, buddy? Heard you won big. And he said, amazing. I'm back in the money. Thanks for offering to help when I was in need. Also, don't let anyone in NJ touch you. The smell will never come off. I love when bad guys interact with each other on the internet.
That's really good. I wonder. I was hoping that he'd say like, "Yeah, it's the worst," and then I'm just like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" I would just love that. I would just love that he's trying to reach out, be friendly, and they just fucks him over. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. They could go screw.
Yeah.
They could go screw. But excellent tweet. Excellent tweet. Thank you all so much for joining. We have Certified Hustler say the last thing I'm going to read. I know you watched Dark Side of the Ring on Brian Pillman, but that really says a lot about how much Brian Pillman Jr. hates his mom for that to be allowed to be said to the world in front of the family. Yeah, that was pretty rough.
That was rough.
That was pretty rough.
That was rough.
I didn't like it. I thought, like, if it were me, I wouldn't be a fan of it, but obviously he sees this as an opportunity to excel his character, to get some heat on himself. I understand.
Have a big moment in his hometown.
Yeah. Big moment in his
Yeah.
hometown. But thank you. That's the end of the news, right?
Yeah. Just one last thing. If anybody gets a chance, Rampage last night, Pac versus Andrade was very, very good. They were both.
It was.
They were both excellent.
I guess one last piece of news is Andrade turned on Chavo. Thank God.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I'm just upset that they started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was literally a waste of airtime. Like, why did they even do this? They realized it didn't work. It wasn't working, and it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't think it's necessary. I think he should be speaking for himself. Yeah. But I liked how they did it. I like that and it's also going to lead to a rematch. And I do think my takeaway from that was that I think more heels, more bad guys need to just start winning clean in AEW. We don't always need a cheap finish. Sometimes bad guys can just win because they're good wrestlers.
Yeah. Yeah. Good point, Royster.
Yeah.
Good point. Excellent job. And I think we did an excellent job today. Certified Hustler says, I don't mess with the baby moms neither, but I won't let nobody say one bad thing, or my moms for that matter. Don't mess with her either.
For sure.
And that's how I'd like to end it
Yeah.
today. Don't mess with anybody's moms.
Absolutely.
And I don't want anyone messing with my mom.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't allow it on TV. I wouldn't allow it. Would you allow it on TV, Royster?
Absolutely not.
Would you allow me to go on TNT and start talking shit about Mama Hammer?
Absolutely
it's not allowed.
No, absolutely
it's not allowed.
not.
Even if you're going to get the one up on
No,
me,
doesn't
even
matter.
if you're going to beat me, it's not cool.
Talk about my brothers. Talk about my other family members. Don't talk about my mom.
Yeah, never talk about Mama Hammer. I like Mama Hammer. Mama
She's
Hammer's
the
a
best.
good fuck. Can you call her Mama Hammer?
I will. I'll call it
You
that
like
from now on.
She would love that. Excellent job, everyone. Thank you so much. Check out the podcast. It's on all the podcast. If you missed this episode, which you wouldn't because you're hearing me say this, check us out on the podcast. If you've ever missed that episode, just check us out. And also check us out on Instagram and on TikTok. I've posted there.
Yeah.
And
on Twitter, too.
definitely. And
I
Twitter.
retweet
Oh,
some
yeah.
fun things sometimes on our Twitter.
Oh, check it out. Check it out. Head, what do we want? Head, Al Snow. Are you watching this episode in reverse? You're damn right. You're damn right. He wants head. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Certified Hustlers, Chica Marks, and all those who are going to watch us later. We'll love you all. Have a great one. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Hammer Roy, Baby Hammer. Have a good one. Say bye, Roy.
Bye.
Bye.